Hello, and thank you for taking a few minutes to learn more about STAR marketing provided by CirclePix. STAR marketing is an acronym that stands for Simple Technologies Automating Real Estate Marketing. We've been in business for over 15 years. We started out as a professional photography company, and since then have worked on ways to develop new and exciting technologies to keep our clients on the cutting edge. What we've found is that most agents, when it comes to their marketing plans, default to what we call the 3 Ps. In other words, they put their listing on the MLS, put a sign in the yard, and pray, not necessarily in that order. And it's not because they don't want to do more, but oftentimes things like time, effort, money, tech savviness will get in the way. When it comes to things that the agents are supposed to be doing, like producing mobile platforms, updating all their social media, having flyers, property sites, YouTube videos for every one of their listings. It can be really overwhelming and time consuming, again, expensive, and hard to create in the first place, but also hard to maintain. If you have a price change, if you want to update photographs, even if a listing sells, how do you take care of the content that you've created already? At CirclePix, we asked the question, what if we could do it all for you? We believe in order to have a great marketing campaign, these 4 components need to be present. This first one deals with content. So how do I create that content? But we wanted to take it a step further and leverage that content for exposure, use that exposure to generate leads, and be able, once those leads reach out to you, to communicate efficiently, effectively, and professionally. And so when it came to that first area, content, we thought that automation was key. So what we've done is we've pioneered this system where we can get a data feed through your MLS provider or web provider, and overnight we can create an entire image-based marketing campaign. And since we update it every 24 hours, it's always going to be current with the pricing, the pictures, and the information that the agent has added. When it comes to that content that we automatically produce, the first thing that we'll do is a property site for every listing. And you notice right away that we've got a great big viewing window to showcase the features of the property. It runs through the slides and it'll zoom in and pan out to give you that virtual tour feel. We also make it easy to add any types of video to enhance lifestyle or really convey the neighborhood and the property. But we also will add the agent's information that'll be prominently displayed. You'll see the branding of the office and the company with a link back to your website. And we add these lead generating tools over on the left, such as property details, a property map where buyers can actually request a text message with a map, Google driving directions. And when they do, when they use any of these lead generating tools, the listing agent immediately gets an email and a text message allowing them to start conversations with those buyers and eventually build that relationship. And that's what real estate really is all about. We also create a listing video for every listing, and we save this in different formats like MP4, AVI, and a YouTube. And that's especially important because Google owns YouTube. So anytime you begin an organic search through Google and there's a YouTube video associated with it, that'll typically come up a little bit higher on those search results. But the other formats also allow for easy access to that video, burning on DVDs, downloading to a mobile device, etc. We've got a great mobile platform that allows you to access an agent gallery, mobile tours, even a listing finder that allows you to search by geolocation, all provided as well. We also have 4 different QR codes which we'll create, each one attached to different things like a listing finder, agent gallery, listing video, or property site. And we are showing that those are increasing in popularity as the use of smartphones increases. We automatically provide a 24-hour information line. Now this is a pre-recorded line that is used with our voice talent that has read from a script. We splice it together with basic information like beds, baths, square footage, and price. The buyer calls in that info line, and that lead is automatically sent to the agent where they can follow up. They get a text message and an email right away with the contact info, and the buyer can request a mobile version of the property site via text message, where they can swipe through the pictures, see any video that's associated with the property as well, and we've even built in another lead generator on that mobile site. The other thing that we automatically provide are flyers. They're a staple in the business, and we'll have your branding, of course, with the pictures from the MLS and or your web provider, as well as a property description paragraph and the agent's information on that flyer as well. So now they've got the tools to play the game, so to speak, but we thought, again, let's go beyond just the content. How do we get that exposure out there? How are people going to access the content? So the first thing that we've found is when it comes to social media, most agents fall in these first two tiers. They either don't have an account at all, or they have an account but they're never posting, and unfortunately they're not really reaching any buyers. So what we'll do is we'll link to your company website. There'll be a little button that we add that says View Virtual Tour, and that'll take them to that virtual tour that we've created. But we also will link to and post to all the major social media outlets. One we discuss is YouTube. If you don't have a company YouTube channel already, we'll help you create one, and we'll auto post all your listings to the company channel as well as the agent's personal channels if they've created one as well. We create that listing. You'll see the welcome screen, the agent's info displayed throughout, as well as an exit page with their contact information. But we even took it a step further, understanding that Google has certain things that it looks for when it's determining what is important and what's relevant in those searches. And the first thing that it looks for is content. So what we've done is we've taken that property description information, we add that content to the video itself, and now that gives that meat on the bones sort of effect, where Google recognizes that there's a little bit more to it than just the video. The other thing that we've recognized is that Google looks for linking. How many things are associated with this, and that makes it more relevant as well. So we link back to your website, your different social media outlets, and that really allows that connection to take place, hopefully boosting that searchability as well. Auto post to Facebook, whether it's your personal or business page, we'll auto post there, and we can even help the agent decide how often those are posted. That's completely up to the agent. We create an app that is called the My Listings app or tab. A buyer clicks on there, and they can now search right within Facebook and establish their own criteria: beds, baths, square footage, price. They can even use this contact agent button. That's a lead generator built right into Facebook that allows the agent to get that lead. They click view listing, and they can be directed to that property site that we've created as well with your branding, with your lead generators. We'll auto post to Twitter. We'll put the hashtags and things like that to make it searchable. Auto post to Blogger, which is another consideration, as Google owns Blogger as well. So even if the agents don't want to maintain that posting with different content, at least they'll have their listings there, and that'll help in searchability as well. We'll auto post to LinkedIn. We'll let all your connections know that you've received a listing and help market it that way. Pinterest doesn't allow automation at this time. We're told that they're working on it, but as soon as they do, we'll auto post to Pinterest. Right now, it's an easy back office solution where you see your properties, you click pin, 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 and it's auto posted to Pinterest. Now, Kijiji and Craigslist are kind of a love-hate relationship. They don't allow auto posting either, but we've got easy copy-paste solutions for that as well if you'd like to use Kijiji and Craigslist. So now we've gotten your agents to this level 3 of our social media hierarchy by auto posting their listings, but we thought, well, what about relevant local content? Well, the tool that we've developed that way is our admin feature, where your office administrator or broker, whoever you deem to have access to that, can actually post on the agent's Facebook pages, and it'll look as though they had posted that themselves. So now if you have an office charity event, for example, or you're having a first-time homebuyer seminar or recruiting night, you can actually post on the agent's pages, and they haven't taken any time to do it. The office admin has maybe taken 5 minutes to create that post, and all along the way, you've got your agents, friends, and circle of influence liking, linking, sharing, tagging, and really engaging in that social media. And now you've got your agents at this highest level of social media to be able to grow their business and have those conversations about real estate. The other thing that we'll do is we'll work with your web provider to create what's called a subdomain. So for the property site address, what we'll do is we'll work with your web provider to incorporate your name in that URL. So instead of saying circlepix.com or 123mainstreet.com, for example, what we'll do is incorporate your name, and that way you get the web click credit, and that will enhance your searchability at the same time. So now you've got the content, you've got the exposure, but what about leads? Well, the answer with leads and why they're so important is because half of the buyers out there are already affiliated with somebody that they know and like and trust. Now the other half are what we call invisible buyers. And what our statistics show is that 7 out of 10 of these invisible buyers will use the first person they come in contact with. So we've worked hard to provide over 15 different lead generators to point those buyers in your direction and give your agents the best possible chance of communicating with those buyers and hooking them up to actually grow their business. Now, when it comes to communication, when those leads do reach out to you, we've developed a great way to keep in touch with them through this batch texting feature. And what you can use this batch texting feature for are a myriad of ways, but one of the ways that I like to be able to think of it is being able to let buyers know that you've reduced the price or that you're holding an open house. And so you can, with a couple clicks, text message 25, 30, 50 people, anyone that's been interested in that property or any of your leads that you saved in your back office. And you take a few minutes, you send the text out. Each text contains a link to the mobile version of the property site, and that allows the buyers to be reminded of which property that you're discussing and allows you to communicate effectively with them. We've got a great email campaign that shows up in the inbox embedded just as you see it here with a slideshow, and then the buyers can also, or your cohorts can actually click on the virtual tour button that takes them to that property site we've created. Every Sunday we send you statistical information, and we can even forward this to the seller. It contains referring websites, total hits versus unique hits, so you can differentiate between whether someone's coming back 10 times or if it's 10 different people looking at your property site, and even which videos are being, or images are being looked at and how often, which really allows you to convey to your seller how hard you're working for them as well. One of my favorite tools, it's so simple, but I love our listing brochure. So what we do is the agents can print this out of the back office. We've got different templates they can choose from, and it'll have their contact information. You won't see CirclePix anywhere on here. But you take this to your listing presentation, and this is exactly how you're going to explain to the seller what you're going to do to market their home. So I'm going to take great pictures. We're going to have it on YouTube, on all my social media. We're going to have great lead generating tools like a 24-hour info line. I can easily announce open houses. I'll send you statistics every week. And I'll be able to provide this overnight once I take these pictures. And that really is what sets you apart from all the competition, is that you can say that you're going to do this overnight and it's going to be so comprehensive, because what the seller cares about ultimately is how quickly are you going to sell my home, for how much, and how easily. And this is really going to take the worry out of marketing that home and allows you to communicate that marketing strategy that you're going to employ to get those things accomplished. Also a great way to recruit agents and retain the ones that you have, because you can explain that they're going to get all of this marketing just by putting their information up on the MLS or through your web provider. When a campaign does go live, you'll receive an email where you can manage the entire thing. And what we've also come to realize is that only 2% of agents nationwide are using True Video to enhance their listings. And so we thought, well, let's make a tool that will allow them to take advantage of video as well. We created an app that's free. It's iPhone and Android compatible. You open it up, you'll see your listings. You decide which listing you want to add video to and which video you'd like to add. If it's an introduction yourself as far as your bio goes, or the actual property itself, you can add those immediately, and those are added to that property site right away. So at the end of the day, we take the time, the stress, the hassle out of, first of all, creating a great marketing campaign, but also maintaining it, because we update it every 24 hours. You're going to have the most current information there. You've got the content, you've got the exposure, the generating tools, the efficient ways to communicate. Now, instead of maybe 10% of your agents in the office really marketing effectively, because they don't have to change any of their behavior, you get 100% of your agents marketing effectively, not to mention the value that it really brings to your brand, and people know what they get when they work with your office. And so that's what we want to do. We focus on the technology so that real estate can be yours. Thank you so much for taking the time to consider our Star Marketing System. We would love to be able to go to work for you and answer any questions you may have, so feel free to contact me or another representative, and we'll be happy to do that. Thanks so much and have a great day.